Lingin mo.
Yun nga.
What?
Can I put this in you? To jail. I'm a proud man. I love jail. I get it up to be there for free. I don't have to pay.
We've got a jaw-dropping update in the Vitaly saga that you won't want to miss. This fully grown 33-year-old man made the ridiculous choice to jet off to the Philippines and turn himself into a total fool, harassing locals without a shred of reason. We're talking about a 10 million subscriber YouTuber who absolutely obliterated his own life with every reckless move. Once he landed in the Philippines, he unleashed a series of absurd stunts, like harassing a mall security guard, attempting to swipe his bike, and snatching random items from stores, including fans and masks. Can you believe it? He even had the audacity to threaten to rob an old lady and boasted about how he'd eat someone's dog. Talk about channeling his inner troublemaker. Vitaly was clearly hungry for that clout that comes with being a notorious IRL streamer, and let me tell you, he definitely got it. But with that sought-after fame came some serious consequences that he clearly didn't anticipate. As we mentioned in our last scoop, the Filipino authorities caught wind of his antics and deliberated whether to land him a one-way ticket out of the country or keep him behind bars. Thanks to all of you who voiced your desire for justice and the outcry from the Filipino community on social media, the authorities decided they wouldn't just give him a slap on the wrist. Now, he's facing a lengthy stay in a Filipino jail, and it's going to be quite the ride for him. In a shocking turn of events, they recently paraded him in a 40-minute press conference showcasing his fall from grace. This wasn't just any press conference. It was a loud, clear warning to other disrespectful IRL streamers who think they can waltz into another country and pull this nonsense on the good people there. You'd think Vitaly would have gotten the message loud and clear, right? But guess what? Instead, he cracked up laughing right in the face of the authorities while handcuffed. How utterly pathetic. That's definitely not going to help his case when it's time for sentencing. And while we're knee-deep in drama, we've also got another story brewing about a streamer who disrespected sacred soccer grounds in Japan. But first, let's kick things off with a tweet from Legal Mindset. Vitaly was dragged out in disgrace for a public press conference in the Philippines following his arrest on multiple criminal charges. This bold move will reverberate across the streaming community as a wake-up call for nuisance streamers everywhere. Huge win for the fight against crime. Other nations should take a page from the Philippines' playbook. Officials have made it abundantly clear there will be no special treatment for this controversial Russian vlogger. He'll be stuck in a detention facility deemed both undesirable and a flight risk. And trust me, that's not a good position to be in. And get this. I can confirm that the words he kept frantically whispering to the bailiff were, "It's just a prank, bro." What a character indeed. He should consider himself lucky to be in a detention facility instead of a regular jail cell. He really missed out on the chance to experience the hospitality of some real-life inmates. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they transfer him to a regular jail soon. With all the charges piling on, there's absolutely no way he'll be sporting a smile for long. He doesn't look too amused right now, does he? Here's hoping this sets a serious precedent everywhere for streamers who think they can get away with this kind of disrespect. Now, let's dive into a video that details some of the charges he's facing. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
Inappropriate acts, including attempting to kiss and grab the security guard, trying to seize his service firearm, taking videos of him without consent, backing other security guards, and blocking a permit without a permit in BGC. Maliban pa doon, yun siyang harassment ng mga nakita niyo yung mga babae. Meron pa isang resort sa Boracay na habang nagtuturo ng windsurfing ang isang instructor, ay pinagtawanan niya at pinagmumura niya pagkatapos para lang ipahiya.
Vitaly is facing the music for all the ridiculous things he's done. As we covered in the last video, it's about time someone held him accountable. And if you paid attention, you might have caught that they also referenced the cameraman. Now, that's another angle we need to dive into. It's not just Vitaly who deserves to face consequences here. It's also anyone who supported his reckless antics, especially that dim-witted, annoying cameraman who decided to tag along and film the entire disaster. This guy literally enabled Vitaly to engage in numerous illegal acts, recording him while he made an utter fool of himself for clicks and views. It's not just shocking, it's downright infuriating. I'm beyond grateful that the authorities are looking into this cameraman too. If we don't hold people like him responsible, it sends the wrong message and encourages more of this outrageous behavior. It's imperative that nobody dares to help these so-called influencers pull off such stunts again. Some of the serious charges being laid out include unjust vexation, alarm, and scandal, and attempted theft. These aren't just minor violations. They reflect a blatant disregard for the law and a complete lack of respect for the people and culture of the Philippines. Now let me clear up a term you might be wondering about.
At habang doon siya ay under custody siya ng Bureau of Immigration as an undesirable alien. Ngayon, mag-uusap pa ang Bureau of Immigration at CIDG ukol sa proseso nito. Pero sa akin paningin, at ito'y akin lamang, hindi ito'y batas yung sabi ko, ay doon muna siya mananatili sa Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility sa Muntinlupa habang siya ay nag-iintay ng paglitis sa kanya rito. Hindi po namin siya i-deport. Mananagot siya sa batas dito sa Pilipinas. Tapos na po ang mga dayuhan, nakala nilang kaya nilang napastangin ang mga Pilipino. Ito'y ehemplo na seryoso tayo na sa sariling bayan natin. Hindi tayo magpapabasa sa kanila.
BI refers to the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facilities. Essentially, this means they aren't allowing him to leave the country anytime soon. He's trapped. As we discussed before, Vitaly's behavior just keeps getting more pathetic. How low can a person go? With all this chaos going on, he's facing potential years, possibly even decades, behind bars. His life is essentially spiraling out of control at this point, and you'd think he'd take a moment of reflection. But instead, he has the audacity to laugh in the face of authority. It's mind-boggling. Now, for anyone who didn't catch the details during the press conference, they were showing some of Vitaly's own videos to highlight the crimes he's committed. Can you even believe that? Watching him humiliate himself in front of everyone was a spectacle in itself. And what did he do while witnessing his downfall? He starts clapping and exclaims, "Oh, it's my content!" Seriously? At this point, he must be suffering from terminal clout disease. Even the tiniest attention is getting him high, as if this is all some twisted game. As he's enjoying this so-called moment of infamy, you can see the secretary at the press conference turn around, looking at him with utter disappointment etched on her face. You can practically feel the embarrassment radiating from her. This isn't just a light-hearted situation. This is someone who has disrespected an entire nation. And she can tell he's just happy to be the center of attention, oblivious to the impending consequences awaiting him behind bars. Now, let's take a moment to see what people are saying about this entire mess. I recently watched an eye-opening documentary about the detention center in the Philippines, and let me give you a heads up. It's not someplace you want to find yourself. Spoiler alert, conditions are less than favorable. It's absolutely astonishing how some people, particularly those who come from privilege, seem to believe they are untouchable, as if their status protects them from the consequences of their actions. Vitaly appears to fancy himself as the next Andrew Tate or something. At one point during the chaos, he was making some kind of ridiculous sign. What was he thinking? Was he trying to signal for someone to come save him? The reality is there's nothing anyone can do for him now. The world is watching, and Asia is certainly not playing games with this petty American prank nonsense. You see, many nuisance streamers may believe that getting arrested is some type of badge of honor. They might even think being showcased in this publicly embarrassing light boosts their visibility, like it further fuels their notoriety. But make no mistake, No one wants to spend years waiting for their trial in a filthy jail cell in the Philippines that smells awful, has no air conditioning, and is crawling with cockroaches. There are horrendous stories of individuals getting stuck in that same cell for over 2 years just waiting to be sentenced. Can you imagine that? This leads some people to argue that the wait itself is the actual punishment. Before they even get to the trial, they're already serving time that feels equivalent to an actual prison sentence. It's a horrifying reality check for those who think their fancy lives will save them from accountability. Furthermore, we have a statement from the Philippines Tourism Secretary who has publicly disavowed every single act Vitaly committed while in their country. She made it explicitly clear.
The Department of Tourism strongly condemns any abuse by any tourist upon our fellow Filipinos here in the country. Our country is well known for its unparalleled hospitality and our propensity to provide our guests with love, warmth, and the feeling of being family. Therefore, the DOT does not tolerate any form of abuse, and we fully support our law enforcement agencies, including the Bureau of Immigration, in ensuring that the offending tourist is able to be meted out with a concomitant penalty under the law and suffers the consequences of having mistreated Filipinos in the country. We campaign for the world to love the Philippines, but that love and respect must be reciprocated.
If you want to be treated with hospitality as a foreigner, you must show the same level of respect to the locals. This isn't merely a suggestion, it's a fundamental expectation that transcends cultures. You cannot simply arrive in another country, behave like a complete jerk, and then expect the locals to welcome you with open arms. Let's be real here. Acting like a disruptive idiot won't earn you the red carpet treatment anywhere in the world. Recently, a certain individual has come to embody this disrespectful attitude. Vitaly. It's bewildering how there are actual people on Twitter defending him. This scenario unfolds amidst a media storm, where coverage in the Philippines is highlighting all of the mistakes he made while glossing over the numerous good deeds he may have performed. But let's not kid ourselves. Those gestures don't erase the chaos he brought to that country. Sure, nobody's perfect, and humanity is all about learning and growing, but excusing someone for appalling behavior because they did a few nice things is simply irresponsible. Take a look at the footage of him giving out money, buying gifts, and putting slippers on a little girl. Sure, those actions can tug at your heartstrings, but let's not allow them to act as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Doing a few nice things does not absolve you from the consequences of your previous actions. Let's be frank. If one day you're busy donating to charity and the next you're committing heinous acts that harm others, the law isn't going to grant you a pardon simply because you decided to be charitable that one time. That's not how it works. It's downright absurd that people think Vitaly deserves any form of defense. Do they lack critical thinking skills? Are they so blinded by fandom that they can't recognize reckless behavior when they see it? They must have actual maggots in their brains crawling around 24/7 because there's no other explanation for the utter lack of logic here. Now, I've also seen some opinions floating around suggesting that the punishment may not fit the crime, which I find laughable. But honestly, I view this as karma in action. Just think about it. Vitaly previously got away with physically assaulting a woman who was simply jogging in the US. He literally committed that crime without a second thought. This is just karma catching up with him, and it's about time too. The universe has a unique way of righting itself, and right now, it seems to be enforcing justice with bold strokes. An example must be set, not just for Vitaly, but for all those IRL streamers out there who think they can have their fun without considering the fallout. It's time they realize that their actions actually have consequences. People are becoming less inclined to sit back and watch as influencers continue to disrespect others and their cultures without facing repercussions. Actions do have consequences, and how those actions are perceived matters immensely. In case you didn't notice, this is a remarkable turning point for the streaming community. Recklessness fueled by a desire for attention is not a sustainable ethos. It ultimately leads to trouble, like what we see happening now with Vitaly. Further, this situation is part of a broader trend where several high-profile personalities in the streaming world are facing the consequences. Jack Doherty went down, Johnny Somali went down, and now we have Vitaly being pulled into the same downfall. It feels almost poetic, doesn't it? As someone who enjoys a good chocolate bar, I can't help but indulge every time these problematic influencers get what they deserve. Mistakes can happen, but it's crucial for everyone to understand the context and the cultural significance behind those actions. In Japan, the cherry blossom trees are not mere decorations. They are sacred. They represent beauty and the ephemeral nature of life in Japanese culture. So listen up, do not touch the cherry blossoms. They deserve our respect. These delicate trees embody the essence of Japanese identity, culture, and tradition. To all viewers and tourists considering a visit to Japan, I implore you to be mindful of this sacred aspect. It's not just a floral spectacle for tourists to Instagram, it is deeply rooted in the cultural and historical fabric of the nation. I understand that some moments can be fun, but when you're in a place that reveres certain traditions, you must adhere to the guidelines that demonstrate respect and understanding. For context, when Mischief addressed his actions regarding the cherry blossom trees, he took an important step by apologizing for his behavior. He recognized that he had crossed a line and expressed regret about his choice to engage in gymnastics on sacred ground. He directly addressed his audience, stating that he understands how improper his actions were and hopes that this serves as a lesson for everyone involved. "I hope through this people can learn from my actions," he said. Mischief's quick acknowledgement of his mistake and his sincere apology were essential. Not every influencer takes responsibility when their actions draw criticism, and it meant a lot that he was willing to publicly own up to it. "If you ever go to Japan," he said, "be mindful of their cherry blossoms, culture, and property." In essence, it was recognition that our actions have broader implications, especially in a culturally rich location like Japan. The fact that he expressed an understanding of his mistake and committed to doing better is a noteworthy aspect of his character. Of course, this should not excuse him completely, as he did make an inappropriate decision to begin with. Still, we have to note that this apology was a far cry from what others have done when faced with backlash. Honestly, I wouldn't lump him in the same category as other notorious figures like Johnny Somali or Vitaly, both of whom have demonstrated harsh disregard for societal norms and respect for others. It's vital to give someone a chance to learn from their mistakes. In Mischief's case, this could be an opportunity for growth rather than creating an unyielding narrative around his error. But the discourse surrounding this situation has been murky at best. While he is attempting to be accountable, some voices on social media have been less than forgiving. Comments are popping up stating, "You're only apologizing because you were caught," or "Please don't touch the cherry blossom trees again." While there's certainly validity in calling out inappropriate behavior to maintain cultural respect, I'd argue that prolonging the criticism to the point of vilification seems excessive. Yes, he made an error, but bringing it up endlessly only serves to perpetuate negativity rather than foster understanding. And let's talk about Kaho Shibuya, the streamer who called him out. After Mischief's incident, she leaked that Mischief had sent her angry Discord messages about her comments on the incident. She initially seemed to take pride in being the one to challenge him, but it got complicated when she posted something detrimental and later deleted it. The drama escalated when she directed personal attacks towards him and then asked to appear on his stream to clarify things with his audience. Let me make sense of this for a moment. Mischief posted a video, he quickly deleted it after realizing it was wrong, and what does Kaho do? She brings up the topic days later, attempting to use it as leverage to get herself on his stream for some clout. The irony is astounding. "Hey, I want to condemn you, but I'd love to be on your page." That's not a genuine interaction. It's opportunistic behavior. While Kaho may have had good intentions at first, it's puzzling why she would want to capitalize on a mistake that was already being addressed. It's as if she's trying to gain visibility by exploiting someone else's misstep. The absurdity of it all is hard to digest. Here's a guy who realizes he messed up, and instead of leaving him to reflect, she's trying to capitalize on it for more followers and viewers. I understand that people make mistakes, and it often comes from a place of ignorance. Mischief likely thought he was just having fun, doing something silly akin to what people might do back home, playfully swinging on trees, but when he realized it was inappropriate, he acted quickly by deleting the video and issuing an apology. We have to give credit where it's due, and punishing him endlessly seems unproductive. When it comes down to it, we have clout chasers all around us, and the streaming community isn't free from this. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up our live streamer updates for today. It's been a wild ride, and I hope you found this video both informative and entertaining. Remember, it's crucial for all of us to respect the cultural norms of the places we visit, and let this be a reminder that our actions have consequences, especially in the age of social media where everything is amplified. If you enjoyed the discussion, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Your support really helps the channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'm always here to keep you updated on the latest happenings in the streaming world and beyond. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay respectful, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.